Do you think you're truly free? Be honest. The moment you wake up, what's the first thing you do? You reach for your phone, you scroll, you search for what? For something to distract you from yourself. A short video, a like, a new song, a message. Each one a tiny hit of dopamine, an invisible leash pulling you deeper into a cycle you didn't choose. You call it freedom, but Aldous Huxley would call it something else. The most elegant form of slavery ever created. In his dystopian masterpiece, Brave New World, Huxley imagined a world where people didn't need chains or prisons. They didn't need to be forced to obey. They wanted to obey because their obedience was sweet, effortless, pleasurable. Instead of fearing pain, they were addicted to comfort. Instead of demanding truth, they preferred entertainment. And instead of fighting for freedom, they consumed distractions until they forgot what freedom even meant. Sounds familiar? Look around you. We live in that world, not someday in the future, but now. You wake up with a glowing screen. You fall asleep to an algorithm that knows you better than your own mother. You don't need a dictator to control you when your attention can be bought and sold. You don't have chains. You have notifications. You don't have guards. You have dopamine. Wow, how did this happen? Huxley understood something about human psychology that most people still ignore. If you want to control a person, don't punish them. Pleasure them. Pleasure is the perfect leash because it makes you love your own captivity. It makes you feel good while giving up your autonomy. Every time you refresh your feed, your brain releases dopamine, rewards you, trains you like Pavlov's dog to keep chasing the next hit. And you call it choice. You say, I can stop any time. But can you? When was the last time you sat in silence? No phone, no music, no stimulation, and didn't feel restless after 2 minutes. That's not freedom. That's dependency. The more pleasure you consume, the less capacity you have to feel anything real. Because real feelings, boredom, loneliness, sadness require discomfort. And discomfort is now treated like a disease to be avoided at all costs. In Huxley's world, citizens take a drug called soma. It keeps them happy, numb, obedient. No fear, no sadness, no rebellion, just endless smiles and empty satisfaction. Our soma is in the pill. It's scrolling, it's binge watching, it's fast dopamine. We anesthetize ourselves not with chemicals, but with content. You see, Orwell's Nightmare minus 1984 was about external control, surveillance, punishment, fear, but Huxley's nightmare, Brave New World, was internal. Pleasure, comfort, self-censorship. Orwell feared that people would be oppressed. Huxley feared that people would love their oppression. Guess which one came true? Pleasure makes you fragile. It kills resilience. You never face discomfort. Even small pain feels unbearable. Our ancestors faced hunger, war, and death, and yet they endured. We face a bad Wi-Fi signal and fall apart. The constant pursuit of comfort has turned us into emotionally soft creatures. We fear silence. We avoid introspection. We reject anything that demands patience or effort. That's not evolution. That's regression. And a population addicted to comfort is easy to control. Why would anyone rebel against a system that gives them endless pleasure? Why question meaning when entertainment feels so much better? We are not citizens anymore. We are consumers. And consumption is the new obedience. Huxley understood that when a society removes suffering, it also removes meaning. Pain is what gives life texture. It's what separates joy from numbness, love from lust, purpose from pleasure. But when you erase pain, when you medicate every discomfort, scroll away every silence, and outsource every emotion, you end up living a flat existence. It's a life that feels good, but means nothing. You can buy pleasure, but you cannot buy purpose. And without purpose, you will keep chasing fleeting highs that leave you emptier each time. Viktor Frankl, who survived the Holocaust, said, "Those who have a why to live can bear almost any how." Modern people have all the how, tools, comfort, access, but no why. We've mistaken the stimulation of the brain for the nourishment of the soul. So, how do you escape? It starts with a single act of rebellion. Silence. Turn off the noise. Sit with your discomfort. Watch what your mind does when it has nowhere to hide. At first, you'll feel anxious. You'll crave distraction. Kiss, withdraw, your brain begging for dopamine. But if you endure it, you'll find something waiting on the other side. Clarity. When you deprive yourself of constant pleasure, the small things start to matter again. A deep breath. A meaningful conversation. The feeling of sunlight on your skin. Your senses reboot. Your mind recalibrates. You begin to feel alive. Not entertained, but alive. Escaping modern slavery isn't about rejecting technology. It's about rejecting dependence. It's about using tools consciously rather than being used by them. Delete one app. Spend 1 hour alone. Delay one impulse. Each act of restraint is an act of rebellion. And with each step, you reclaim a part of yourself that was stolen. Your focus, your presence, your soul. The paradox of freedom is this. You can only be free when you stop needing to feel good all the time, because the deepest form of pleasure is not in constant stimulation. It's in the quiet satisfaction of meaning, purpose, and self-control. Huxley once wrote, "The real dictatorship of the future will not be imposed on people. It will be loved by them." Look around. You are living in that prophecy, but you don't have to stay there. Freedom begins when you choose awareness over distraction, purpose over pleasure, and truth over comfort. Because, in the end, pleasure without meaning isn't freedom, it's modern slavery.